Hi, I'm Mike Sullivan, Director of Education for Take Charge America. Today I'd like to talk with you a little bit about love and money. And believe me, those two are more related than you might think. Love is a wonderful thing, and many of us just love to be in love. We like that feeling. We get such a rush and we feel so good when we're in love that we never want it to end. And we certainly don't want things to get in the way of that wonderful feeling. Unfortunately, sometimes feelings about money do get in the way. When we're falling in love, money sometimes is something that we use. We may spend a little more than we should to try to impress somebody or to try to maintain a relationship. And we may even earn a little bit less than we usually do because perhaps we're working a little bit less or because we're doing other things that will cut down on the income. So after a while, being in love can cost a lot of money. And if it does, there's likely to be a day of reckoning. A day when we have to talk about money and we have to deal with money issues. Now, you can wait until everything falls apart and then deal with it. But I suggest an active plan for dealing with money issues in a relationship. I have 4 steps that I think are crucial if you're going to make sure that you have a meaningful relationship that isn't impacted too much by money. The first step is sharing. It can be very, very embarrassing to tell somebody else about our money habits. But I think it's an important thing to do. And I suggest that before a relationship goes too far, that there be a date where you sit down, bright lights over coffee, and exchange credit reports. Go to www.annualcreditreport.com, get a free copy of your credit report, and meet that special someone and exchange them. So exchange those credit reports and learn something about the other person. That can be extremely important and give you a lot of insight into that other person. Then, you don't have to talk about it. But a couple of dates later, you should interview the other person about money. In particular, you want to find out, are you a spender or are you a saver? And if you're a spender, are you a shopper? Usually, shoppers are spenders, and usually, savers are not shoppers. If you're going to get along for a long period of time, you've got to find out if your habits are compatible when it comes to money. So talk about it. Make sure you understand how the other person feels about money and about spending money. Then, a couple of dates later, it's time to do the planning. At this point, you may be assuming you're actually going to spend some serious time together, maybe many years, maybe the rest of your lives. Well, if you are, how are you going to do that? Who is going to manage the money? Who is going to pay the bills? Who is going to be responsible for savings? Who's going to be responsible for retirement? Who's going to be responsible for everything that goes on that involves money? Put that plan together. Write it down so you both understand. You don't want resentment later on. You say, but I thought I was going to do that, or I thought you were going to do that. Talk about it then. You can continue to revise it. And in fact, you should revise it because the 4th and final step is reviewing. At least once a year, you need to look at that plan and you need to talk about it. Is it working? Did we make the right assumptions? Do we have the right person doing the right things? Things will probably change. People change. Money circumstances change. So review it every year. Now, folks often ask, do I have to do it every year forever? And I say, well, probably not every year, maybe only for 50. After that, you probably have it down pat and you don't have to think about it. But there's very little that's more important in a relationship than money. Money is the leading cause of divorce in the United States, so you do not want to leave it to chance. You do not want to be surprised. Have open communication with that person you think you love, and make sure that you can get along even when money issues come up, because money issues will come up. If you want more advice, more activities, more insight into relationships or money, check out our website, www.takechargeamerica.org. Thanks for checking in.